Right. So,
give me a second. Give me a second.
Okay, fine, sir.
Please start.
Right, sir. So good morning, one and all. I, Professor Dr. Shalini Gautam, and Head Outreach to DME would like to extend a warm welcome to all of you who are present today to understand about the options available in Guru Gobind Singh Indraprastha University, which is an A-grade state university. Now, the basic purpose of this webinar is to facilitate the children, all of you are in 12th standard, to take the informed decision regarding your career. What all you would like to do, what are the various options, because now it's not only medicine or engineering which are considered to be the good career options, but there are many other options which the students are opting for, be it the lawyer or in media or the budding manager. So we are going to talk about all the options that are available with the IP University, which is a state university, Delhi State University. I would also like to introduce Professor Dr. Ravi Swami, sir. Dr. Swami has a doctorate and diverse education background. He is the director, DME. He has a PhD in management, MBA, and bachelor's in economics from prestigious universities in India. He has certifications and training from B schools like I am Bangalore, I am Calcutta, and I have to New Delhi. He has an assorted list of subjects at his command and credits him with the excellence of multivariate teaching style. Now, without much ado, I would request sir to please start with the session. Over to you, sir.
Okay, so I would straight away share my screen. Before that, these are students of class 12th, right?
Yes, sir. They are all class 12 students, sir.
And they belong to DAV Hisar.
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll not ask the address in Hisar. I am well conversant with Hisar. Okay, so I'll share my screen. So, students, at the outset, let me tell you what is the purpose of this webinar. The purpose is to inform you. Inform you about what? About a specific thing, which is the IP University. We call it Guru Gobind Singh IP University, which is located at Delhi. So that is the purpose of this webinar, that we are going to tell you about that university. What are the courses available, what are the admission processes, and the admissions for 2022 are open. So how do you apply? What are the fee structures and what are the prospects after various courses, right? So to begin with, this is the picture of IP University. You know, Indraprasth is the original name of Delhi. The Pandavas asked for 5 villages. In fact, the people of Haryana know everything about Mahabharata because it all happened in this land, what we now call Haryana. So Indraprasth is the original name of Delhi. Therefore, the university is named after Indraprasth, and Guru Gobind Singh was later on added to the name. So this university is located in Dwarka, which is a district of Delhi. The photos are there. You can just see. In Delhi, we talk in terms of metro. So this is the Blue Line metro, and the closest metro station is Sector 14, Dwarka. Moving ahead. These are the 5 things which we are going to discuss in this session, which is not going to be very long. So first we are going to talk about what is IP University. Then I'll be telling you about the courses, the admission process, the fee structures, and the scope after various courses. So we begin with talking about IP University. But before we begin, I would like to draw your attention towards one point, that is the difference between an academic course and a professional course. Students, let us understand the way the economy has changed. After 1991, we found that globalization, privatization, liberalization came in. And what happened then? The government sector shrinked and the private sector expanded. And the private sector needs people who are professionally trained, who are ready to start working, rather than people who have studied history or psychology or sociology, right? So, before we begin, let us understand the difference between an academic course and a professional course. Now, academic course can be something like BCom or BA or BSc, while professional course is something like BBA, hotel management, engineering, something like this, right? So, what is the difference? The difference is that an academic course like BA History Honors or Psychology Honors provides you with knowledge and knowledge and knowledge. So the output is what? Knowledge enhancement. While a professional course provides you knowledge, number one, it provides you the skills how to utilize that knowledge. And above all, it provides you the attitude. Attitude means IT sector needs a particular set of etiquettes and attitudes, while hotel management needs a different set of attitude. So a professional course provides you knowledge, skills, plus attitude, and therefore the output of a professional course is not knowledge enhancement, but it is placement, it is job, it is naukri. That is the difference. And as I said, after globalization, privatization, and liberalization, the need is of professional courses rather than academic courses. So Delhi has got two major universities, University of Delhi and IP University. Now, University of Delhi is all about academic courses, while IP University is all about professional courses. So while I'm going to talk about IP University, I'm going to talk with you about the professional courses only. IP University is not about academic courses. So our discussion is going to be around the professional courses which are available at IP University. Now, moving ahead, the first part of the presentation, what is IP University? So it was established in 1998, soon after Delhi got its statehood, partial statehood. Then the rankings, when we talk about the rankings, we find that there are various magazines which keep on provide rankings, but then we have to see which rankings are correct and which are not. Say, for example, I'm not going to discuss with you the rankings given by India Today or Times of India. I'm going to talk about the rankings which are provided by some government agency which is authentic, which is genuine. So NIRF is National Institutional Ranking Framework, which is a government agency. Now, in this country, we have around 900 universities, and out of them, IP University's rank is 79, which simply means that IP is among the top 8 or 9% universities in this country, right? You may say 79 is not so good ranking, but if considered in a relative fashion, we find that 79th rank is among the top 8-9% universities in this country. Course-wise, we find that law is very good at IPU. The national ranking is 12th. Engineering, it is 86th. Business management, it is 51st. Then there is another rating agency called NAC, and NAC has graded A. IP University's grading is A. Then there is something called AIU, which means Association of Indian Universities. If any university does not have membership of AIU, its degrees are not recognized around the world. But of course, IP University being a Delhi government state university, it has got AIU's membership. And there are around 95 colleges affiliated with IPU, which are located in Delhi and NCR. NCR is what? NCR is the districts of Haryana and UP which touch Delhi. So Sonipat, Gautam Budh Nagar, Ghaziabad, Faridabad, Gurugram, all these are part of NCR. So IP University has got colleges in Delhi and NCR. Number of students and courses, Yes, it's a large university with 81,000 students and we have around 80 courses. Now, next section may be little interesting for you. Who are the notable alumni? Yes, while we talk about any school or college, we also talk about the people who studied there. So, all of you know Tapsi Pannu, the movies Thappad, right? And very other popular movies. So Tapsi Pannu did her BTech from IP University only. Then we have Gaurav Sharma, who is also a very popular novelist. He also studied at IPU. He did his journalism. The deputy leader of Congress in Lok Sabha, Gaurav Gogoi, is also sorry, is also a graduate from IP University. Everyone recognizes this face, a very popular TV face. He did his journalism from IP. Guneet Monga, all of you do not recognize this face, but you know the movies produced by her production house, Gangs of Wasepur, everyone knows. So such movies, such great movies have been produced, low budget great movies have been produced by a production house which is owned by Guneet Monga, who again did her graduation journalism from IP University. The list is very long. I'll stop here and move to the second part of the presentation. The second part is regarding the courses, right? Now, when we talk about the courses, there are two categories of courses. One, stream neutral. Stream neutral means you may have any stream at 12th. You may have commerce, arts, humanities, anything. But you are eligible for these courses. So we call them stream neutral courses. So 5-year BLLB integrated, stream neutral. BBLLB 5-year integrated, it is stream neutral. Journalism, BAJMC, again stream neutral. BBA, hotel management, these are stream neutral, which means whichever stream you have at 11th and 12th is not relevant. I'll not say irrelevant. It's not relevant because you are eligible. You may have studied whichever stream. But then there are other kinds of courses like BTech, architecture, pharmacy, nursing, for which you need a specific stream in 12th. For BTech, of course, you need PCM at 12th. If you don't have PCM, you cannot do BTech. Then for architecture also, you need a PCM. For pharmacy, nursing, you need to have biology. So, to summarize the categories of professional courses, stream neutral and stream specific. Stream neutral are those for which no specific stream is needed, while for stream specific courses, you need a specific stream, right? As far as admission is concerned, this link is there. I would request my colleague, Professor Shalini, to place this link in the chat box so that it can reach the students. You can click this link and know everything about the admission process. Now, coming to the admission process, there are again two categories of courses. One for which national level test is available. Second for which no national level test is available. So the courses on left hand side are those for which national level tests are available. So if you want to do BTech, IPU will not conduct its entrance exam. So which entrance you have to appear at? JEE. Coming to law courses, if you want to do a law course, you need not appear. IPU is not conducting any exam of its own. What do you need? You need to appear at CLAT, for which the forms are already open. For this also the link may be shared. Similarly, for doing architecture, you need to appear at NATA. For MBBS, BAMS, BHMS, all these are available with IPU. You need to appear for NEET, right? So what is the point? The point is that for the courses written on right hand side, hotel management, journalism, BBA, BCA, IPU conducts its own entrance exam. While for the courses written on the left hand side, IPU does not conduct its own entrance exam. Why? Because national level exam is available. So the scores of those exams are straight away considered for admission to IPU, right? So that was about the admission process. Now, one more thing is there, due to the fourth wave coming and all that, in this year, there's a special provision that students can directly go to a college and take admission even before they appear in these entrances, right? So if you walk into any college and take admission, your admission can be finalized subject to the condition that you appear in these tests. Say, for example, for engineering, you appear in JEE. For BBA, you appear in the IPU's entrance, and then those scores can be considered. But the admission can be finalized then and there if you walk in any IPU college. This is a special provision because of the fourth wave coming, right? Now comes the important part, the fee structures. Students, this is something which you need to understand because in Delhi, there's an entire range available. We have universities like OP Jindal, wherein the annual fee is 8 to 9 lakhs, while we have universities like IPU, wherein the fee is, say, around 80-90,000 only per year. So, as far as IPU is concerned, it is a government university, so it is not like Jindal or Bennett or MET, wherein the fee is very high. At IPU, the fee is under 1 lakh, I will say. It's almost, say for example, for a law course, the fee is 79,000 something. For BBA, it is 95,000 something. For journalism, it's simply 80,000 per year. So the fee structures, being a government university, they are quite low. And I must say that IPU is like the economy class, wherein you can travel to any place at a very low fare. So that's the advantage of being a government university. The fee structures are not very high. They are very reasonable, ranging between 80,000 and 1,15,000. Also, there are no hidden charges because it's a government university. Now, scholarship is again a very important feature of Delhi's education policy. There are some very good scholarship schemes. Kejriwal ji always boasts about the way he has transformed Delhi's education. I will agree with that. Although I'm not a Kejriwal supporter, but I have to agree with that because the scholarships are so good. Means everyone can come here and take the scholarships which are provided by the government of Delhi. And for that, you may belong to any place in India, but once you take admission in IPU, you become a student of Delhi government and you become eligible for these scholarships. Students, we have now reached the last part of the presentation, which is regarding the scope of these professional courses. I'll start with the scope of the law courses. Well, if you are doing 5-year integrated BA LLB or BB LLB, in that case, there are 4 career options. First, you can put on a black coat and go to a court, start practicing, right? Second is you can join a law firm. There are many law firms which need lawyers, so they'll hire you. It's like a job. They'll hire you, you support how the cases are written, you support in the drafting, but you actually do not go and argue in the courts. So you can do a job, we call it law firm. You can go for judiciary. Judiciary is a very good option. But then it's little tough because the number of seats are limited. And then last but not the least, I'll say is politics. Yes, we find that the majority of our politicians, not only in India, but throughout the world, are law graduates. So probably politics seems to be an option for law graduates. If you do journalism, then many options are there, and there's a reason for that. The reason is this, right? The reason is what? The reason is OTT. So earlier we used to go to the cinemas, then came television, but then with this mobile in your hand, we have Netflix, we have Amazon Prime, we have Sony Live, we have so many options. And who is preparing those things? Who is producing those things? It is the students of journalism. So if you do journalism, there are so many areas wherein you can have your career. It can be content writing, anchoring, video editing, print journalism, photography. All these areas are there in which you can make a career if you do a course in journalism, and we call it BA JMC, Bachelor of Arts in Journalism and Mass Communication. So I'm talking about the scope, right? Well, if you do BBA, BBA is Bachelor of Business Administration. There are 5 areas in which you can have a career: marketing, finance, HR, operations, international business, right? And generally people do MBA after BBA, but these days the trend has changed. People do BBA, they go for a job, they work for 5 years, and then they do MBA. This is the Western model, which has fast been adopted by our country. So if you do BBA, these 5 career options are available for you. Well, if you go for hotel management, in that case, we have front office. The moment you enter a hotel, someone greets you. That person is the front office manager. Then housekeeping, the person who's maintaining the property, keeping the property clean and seeing to it that things are in place. We call it housekeeping. Food and beverage is the kitchen and the bar part. And we find that this is something very important. We know people like Sanjeev Kapoor, the popular chefs. So if you want to be a chef, if you have interest in cooking, you can go for food and beverage. And then obviously you can start your own restaurant. So these are the 4 areas in which you can have a career after a hotel management course. Again, to remind you, IP University is all about professional courses, nothing about academic courses. If you want to do academic course, go to DU. If you want to do a professional course, come to IPU. Moving ahead, yes, BTech is something which needs little explanation, right? Now, BTech obviously is in many branches, civil, electrical, mechanical, electronics, but then comes the great branch, computer science. Students, computerization is I'll say just the tip of the iceberg, means very less has been done till now. So lot of computerization, lot of digitization is going to be done in the coming times, and COVID has given a big push to this digitization. Now today we are interacting in a digital fashion through Zoom. Otherwise I would have come all the way to Hisar and talked with you. Of course, I would love to do that. But then all these things which we call digitization, for these we need computer science engineers. So as far as engineering is concerned, the only one branch which has a bright future is not civil, is not mechanical, is not electrical, is not even electronics. It is computer science and IT. Of course, you can call it computer science. IT is close to computer science, but you can consider it as same. So I must tell you that in the coming 30 to 40 years, the scope of computer science is going to rise and rise as compared to other branches like civil, mechanical, or electrical. So I can openly suggest that if you are going for engineering, go for computer science, right? Within computer science, there are so many areas like cloud is one area for which Sundar Pichai got his CEO-ship. He became CEO because he's known as the father of clouding in the whole world. Then cyber security is another area. I'm talking about these areas within computer science. Artificial intelligence is another big area. Then we have IoT, Internet of Things, right? All these are areas within computer science. So while I'm talking about the scope of computer science, I'm talking about the scope of only one field, only one branch of engineering, that is computer science. I'm not discussing about the scope of civil, mechanical, or electrical. Yes, I can take up questions in the question and answer session, which will be happening after this session, right? So that is about the scope of computer science. Yes, students, my open advice to you, if you are going for engineering, you need to go for computer science. Well, people from other branches may feel that I'm giving a wrong advice, but I will stick to my advice. Architecture. Well, students, if you are going for architecture, then infrastructure is one area wherein you can have a career. Housing is another area. India is a country with 18% of the world population. What is the percentage of world population residing in India? 18%. So you can understand the need for housing, right? So housing is one area for which architects are required. Infrastructure is another area. So if you are doing B.Arch, which is a 5-year course for which you need to appear at NATA, a national level exam, these are the career options. We have come to almost the end of this session, students. And then this is the question which is coming to your mind. Which course is best for me? How do I answer that question? Should I answer it like Nirmal Baba? That bacha ye course tere liye theek hai? No, that is a very incorrect answer. I can tell you, you look around, researches prove that whichever course you do, whichever course you take, 25% students, they do outstanding. They perform in an outstanding manner. Another 25%, they are not very successful, but the majority 50% are successful whichever course you do. So what is it which brings about success? I'm going to talk about that in the next slide, which is the last slide of today's presentation. So whichever course you do, this diagram explains how people achieve success. So the right hand side, the lesser part, 25% people not very successful, right? They are always complaining. They are always giving justifications. But then left hand side, 25% always very successful. But then the majority, like you, me, and Madam Shalini, all of us fall in the middle part, and we are happy in our lives. We are successful. We are satisfied. We are contented. So whichever course you take, if you have the right set, I'm going to answer it. Whichever course you take, how to get success, I'm going to answer it in my next slide. So whichever course you see, we find that 50% students are happy, good, successful, 25% not successful, another 25% very successful, outstanding. So this is the output, whichever course you do. So does it matter which course you are doing? Probably the answer will be given in the next slide, which is the last slide of today's presentation. So am I trying to give you the success for the mantra for success? Well, what is the formula for success? There's no formula, right? I'll quote Rajesh Khanna from the movie Bawarchi. He says, it is so simple to be happy, but it is so difficult to be simple. Yes, it is very simple to be happy, but it is very difficult to be simple. Generally, we have our own complications. We have our own complexes. We have our own system of thinking. Therefore, being happy is simple, but being simple is difficult. Therefore, the formula for success is very simple, but applying that is very difficult. So what is the formula for success? My dear students, to close this session, I'll say, if you have the right set of knowledge, if you know how to apply that knowledge, you have the right set of skills, and you have a good attitude, success is waiting for you, careers are waiting for you. Thank you for being a very good audience. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for such an interactive session. Anita ma'am, how should we go about if students has any questions? I mean, would you like to take it up later? I'm not sure about your audio. Would you be audible, or should we end the session? I mean, whatever you say. Ma'am, are you there? Ma'am, you have unmuted yourself, but you're not audible. Sir, I'll just give a call to ma'am. Sir, students are just asking for the entrance exam. There is some problem. I mean, Anita ma'am is saying that she's speaking, but she's not audible to us. So she's just asking for the entrance exam. Students have a question how to get into the IP university. What are the entrance exams and all that they need to give?
So students, as far as the entrance exams are concerned, I told you that there are two kinds of courses, one for which the national level exams are considered, second for which IPU conducts its own entrance exams. So if you want to go for BTech, you have to appear at JEE. IPU will not conduct its own entrance exam. If you want to go for MBBS, you have to appear for NEET. If you want to go for law course at IPU, you have to appear at CLAT. IPU will not conduct its entrance exam. And for all these exams, as on date, the forms are open. Say, for example, for CLAT, the forms are open. For NEET, I'm not sure what is the situation of NEET. And as far as the second part is concerned, courses like BBA, hotel management, journalism, etc. Again, IPU's forms are open. Ma'am, if you can share the link, you can go to the IPU site, you can fill the form. I think the form is maybe 1200 rupees.
Yes, yes, sir. Yes, sir. They are open till 30th of April.
The forms are open till 30th of April. So you can apply for IPU's form for courses like BBA, journalism, hotel management, for the national level exams, for courses like law, architecture, MBBS, or engineering.
Right.
So for all these forms are open. You go and apply. If you have any problem in filling the form, my colleague Dr. Shalini will help you with the link.
Yeah.
These days, filling form is very simple. You have to simply log in at the link, fill in your particulars, pay the money, and you get an immediate acknowledgement.
Right. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Students, we have a peculiar situation today. Otherwise, when we do the webinars, then all of you join from the link. But now that all of you are sitting in a school, so probably we are not able to take the individual questions. My number, my email ID is with your teacher, Anita ma'am, who was very helpful in coordinating this webinar. So you can take my number, ma'am. You can share my contact number as well as my email ID with the students. If they have any questions after this webinar also, if they want to know the process of getting into the IP University, because the forms are open till 30th April only till date. So if they have any problem, they can get in touch with me. They can message me. They can email me anytime, right? So thank you, sir. Thank you for that interactive session. Thank you, Anita ma'am, for coordinating it. It's a one-of-a-kind webinar, which we have also done. So thank you, students. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, sir.